Oh, is this really happening? What's going on, guys? Camilo here. Nintendo just keeps dropping these massive news bombs. I don't understand why they just don't have a general direct, but I cannot believe we are getting a prequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Not in a million years would I guess that the prequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild would be a Warriors game. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the Warriors games. I have played like the original Dynasty Warriors and I wasn't a huge fan of that, and I did have Hyrule Warriors on Wii U and it was fun at first. I feel like it didn't warrant a second purchase on Switch just because I didn't really enjoy the main story and it just felt like they were cramming so much Zelda lore into it that it like didn't make sense. For the original Hyrule Warriors, Nintendo pretty much just gave McCoy the Zelda IP and just said, do whatever you want, make a Zelda game. And that didn't really like click for me. It didn't feel like a Zelda game. It felt like a Dynasty Warriors game with the Zelda skin on it. This, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, feels like a Zelda game that plays like Dynasty Warriors, and I am so down for this. Mostly because I really want to see what happened 100 years ago in this battle. Like, we know what the outcome is, that all the champions die, Link goes to sleep, and Zelda is just holding back in for 100 years. But when you think about it, a warrior-style game really makes sense for this. It really was a huge battle with armies of enemies for you to take down like by the hundreds. And I feel like this story that they're going to give this game is going to give more purpose to the battles and what you're doing in this new Hyrule Warriors game. Because I feel like in the first one, I didn't really feel like what I was doing was tied to the story. Like, yeah, you'd get a cutscene and then you'd get a battle and it was just a lot of random stuff going on, and then like you'd win and then you progress, and I feel like it didn't really tie together well. Whereas I feel like this new Hyrule Warriors game will do that better because it's just pulling from Breath of the Wild. It's not trying to pull from like Wind Waker and Majora's Mask and all these other Zelda stories trying to like merge into one. McCoy is working very closely with Nintendo on this project, so I would expect much higher quality storytelling. And this game looks like Breath of the Wild. It looks like it's using like the Breath of the Wild engine. The gameplay is Hyrule Warriors. And the release date, oh my gosh, it's coming out so soon, November 20th. They did show in the trailer you could play as all of the champions, you can play as Zelda. I don't know what to say. I love Breath of the Wild. I desperately wanted a DLC where you could play in the 100 years ago scenario, and I am really excited for a game like this. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Will you be picking it up, or are you gonna pass and wait for Breath of the Wild 2? Oh, and they did have a screen at the end of the trailer that said more news coming September 26th. Now, I'm not sure if that means more info on this game or more info on Breath of the Wild 2. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to super fast close that like button down below. And if you're new, consider subscribing. Thanks again, and I will catch you with the next one.